I decided I wanted to have some fun and design some Valentine earrings that were kind of over the top and fun. This is what I came up with. The hearts aren't perfect, but for a first time designing something like that, I'm pretty pleased. Also, my beads. I know better than to pay attention, and I thought I had, but the red beads are considerably smaller. They are a Hobby Lobby, very good quality bead, but the other two were Toho, which are very good at being sized properly. And so the red ones were considerably smaller, and it really messed up my design. I could have used this one, which is a Toho. I didn't realize I had. The other ones I have are more of a clear or satin. So when you're, and I also have the, no, those are the ones, no, these are another one that were a Toho. But these are more of a matte, but they're still a shimmery, and those are gorgeous. I didn't realize I had them. I didn't think it through. Like I said, it's been a while. I've made a couple small pairs over the years, and then my Santas, which use any red because it's just a Santa hat. It doesn't really affect the rest of the piece. So I, learned a little bit doing this, but I actually made a pattern. This is the fringe part of the pattern, and I numbered everything. And then I did the top of the pattern on this teeny tiny. Well, that's actually not it. I did it on another piece. Let's see, where did I do that? I think I used a pattern in a book. I can't remember. I think I wrote it over another pattern. Yes, here it is. I have these old pattern books from the 90s, and I just wrote it in here. This was a pattern to make an earring. Well, I wasn't going to make that earring, and kind of did the two parts on it. I was pleased how it came out. Now, I'll erase all of that because this is a book. What's the book I have here? Hold on. I have a bunch of these old books that I used to create out of. This is what got me started, these type of books. I don't know if this is one I bought later. I never did do any of those cabochon pieces, but I like the fringes on them. So, they weren't expensive back in the day. I think these books were just a few bucks, and I think they were all mainly, let's see, I think they were all mainly from the 90s. Let's see. Yeah, 1991. And so I have a whole pile of them down here on the floor that I went through. So, and I was using a different one too. So then I finally printed out the graph paper big enough that I could actually color the design and number it. These are so tiny. They're comparable to the beads. I mean, if you look at it, it's not much bigger than the beads, pretty much close to the size. So it makes it more accurate, but very hard for me with my 65-year-old eyes. So I used that pattern in that book and then printed out this paper off of art beads. So you can get this paper on art beads for free. They let you print it out. And it came out pretty good. Like I said, they don't lay as good as they could because I didn't check the red beads. They're a little off. But I'm still happy with how they came out. And these just reflect differently. They're all the same color, but they just kind of reflect differently depending on how the light hits them. And then I used a beautiful ruby crystal. I don't know where the package is, but I used a ruby bicone crystal for the bottom of the earring. Let me see if I can show you. See, they're actually a crystal bicone bead, and then put a seed bead on the bottom. But I'm actually quite pleased with how they came out. I don't like using that big of a foundation bead. I couldn't find a smaller one, but later I did find this pink from Hobby Lobby. So if I do another Valentine, this is more the size I wanted to do, which is about half of that. But I wanted a red one, and the only other red one I had were these, and they kept ripping my thread. Oh no, these are the ones I used. There was another one I tried to use. I can't find it. I ended up using these, which are Hobby Lobby, and way bigger than I wanted. These are, does it tell you how big they are? I got these on clearance a while back for 74 cents. It doesn't say, but what did I pay? $2.99. on sale for $74, so you know these are older. But they're still pretty, but I would have preferred a red this size. And when we get back on our feet with the Social Security and I can spend a little bit, I'm going to find some online that are red in this size. These are about a ½ inch, maybe, quarter inch. Does it say? It might say, just says number 2 straight bugle fuchsia. Yeah, it doesn't say. But this, you can tell, is much shorter. It's about half of that. Maybe even less. But I'm pleased. It was a first try, and I'm going to do them again in pink and see how that comes out, reversing everything. Pink heart, red around the edge, pink here, which will make the things shorter. And I do have some beautiful pink long bugle beads I can use. I don't know if I have pink crystals, so I may have to use a different kind of small pink bead. But I know I have some pink glass beads. I mean, seriously, I'm going to try not to make you dizzy. But those are my pinks there. I have 4 of those boxes. Plus there's a bag in here somewhere of pink. These are all different colors. When I've taken jewelry apart, I don't always put it in there. And I also had way too many boxes, so I scaled it down. Put the things that I felt needed to be in the boxes, and the rest I mixed in bags for doing fun projects. I've got a lot of blue. That's all autumn colors there. That's all stone, like turquoise, mostly dyed howlette. This is my Christmas. And then in here's like reds and whites and clears. And I did start putting some of them back in the boxes, but I can find some small pinks in there that I can use. You can see some right on that end, I think. So, and then these are all my findings. This is from 30 odd years. Oh, 36 years of doing beadwork. I've amassed a lot, and that's all my felt, which is a mess right now. And this is some of my art books down here. You can see my jammy leg. Today is a day. I'm going to go slowly. There's the other half of my studio. It's not bad. This corner is eventually going to be walled up on this side for a closet, so all that will come out. But then my old shelf from the other studio, which is about that size but a little shorter, will go across that wall, or it'll go here. And it has all my little trays to put my beading trays on, which I miss desperately. So, and then here's my closet. It's fairly organized now. Still needs some reorganizing, but everything's where it goes. I just added things, and I need to pull it all out and reorganize some of it. But I'm happy with how it's looking. And this is my desk. I've got, or my work table. I've got several projects ongoing at a time. But I thought I'd share the earrings with you. I think they came out okay. The heart on the bottom's not as good as the heart on top. And I may do a pair that's shorter that doesn't have a heart on the bottom. Just a pretty design. Just like maybe some kind of basic pink and red and white design. Or maybe all pink. I haven't decided yet. But I want to make a few for Valentine's Day as well as some other Valentine projects. But I wanted to share these. They were a lot of fun to make. And like I said, I used pink Toho. I think these are baby pink, or what are they? Ceylon innocent pink. And a Ceylon is like a pearl, but not quite as rich as a pearl. It's a little bit lighter than a pearl, but has that same kind of look you can kind of see. And then this is my favorite bead, which is this silver-lined milky white. I just love this bead. I've used it on some projects lately. And this is just a red from Hobby Lobby. So my suggestion to you, if you're going to do any kind of this type of beadwork, use the same brand. Like use all Hobby Lobby or all Toho. Or if you buy stuff on Cartwrights, they sell seed beads too. Use all. Now they call that Christmas red, which is a joke because it's pink. There is no way I would use that on a Christmas project. That is not red. And there's several companies that do that, but that's not Christmas red to me. It's a very pretty iridescent, see? It's gorgeous, but it's more of a pinky red. Like I would not use that for Christmas, but use all of one brand. So whatever, and then there's Miyuki, I think they're called, where I have a bag I found of those. I thought I got them out. It's got a lot of different clears and opaques. I guess I didn't get them out, but there's a very good brand that's very precise. They're very pricey and they're very square. So I didn't buy many of those because you need to, I need to replace everything, and it's just too much. I'm very happy with the Toho. I really prefer the round beads. I might consider those. Those are really good for this type of jewelry, though, because they're square and very precise. But I kind of like the look, or straight edge. They're not rounded. Like these are rounded. They're a rounded bead. I don't know if you can see it in the bottle. See how round those are? The Mayuki have straight sides. So they lay very precisely, which is nice. But I like the round better, and I don't want to replace all my beads, which are down there, like buckets and buckets of beads. No. I'll probably eventually buy a few to do maybe 1 or 2 projects, maybe some Southwestern projects. But for now, I like the round Toho. They're a little cheaper too. The Miyuki, however you pronounce it, they're way more expensive. Toho's a little bit pricier, depending on the one you buy. Like this was $1.96 for this little vial. But if I buy them online in these bigger bags and get 50 grams instead of, I think, 8 grams. I think these are 8 grams. Yes, these are 8 to 9 grams. You pay a whole lot less for them in these big bags. That's why you'll see I have a lot of these big bags. And I like Aura crystals for buying them. They're good prices. And these are Auntie's beads. And they're a real nice matte color. So I've got beads from kind of everywhere. But anyway, a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed them. I sure enjoyed making them. And they're not perfect by any means. You can see they're off a little bit, but that's okay. It's my first time designing something like this. The next time I do it, I'll make sure the red and the other colors around it are all the exact same brand and size of bead. These were just a little off, kind of a novice or newbie mistake, but I haven't done anything on this scale in many, many years. So it was a lot of fun. So I encourage you this year, find something you'd like to learn and get in there and learn it. Now, I think, have a basic tutorial on doing these earrings. I will make sure, but I'm pretty sure I do have one. And if I can find it, I'll try to link it below here, below this video in the description box, which you'll see a sentence under the video, and then it says more, and you open that. I will try to find that video and link it below. If I don't have one, I will be doing one soon, but it's just the same thing, just on a larger scale. It really doesn't matter if you do 5 beads or 20 beads across. It's the same thing, different size. But I'll be back soon. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Bye.